This video demonstrates the step-by-step procedure to install the 30-inch integrated bottom freezer refrigerator and 30-inch integrated bottom freezer wine reserve. It covers the installation instructions for the ZIW303NPPII, ZIC303NPPII, and ZIK303NPPII models. Before beginning the installation, ensure the following conditions are met. Install a properly grounded 3-prong electrical receptacle recessed into the back wall. Do not use an extension cord with this appliance. Secure the appliances to prevent tipping forward, which could result in death or serious injury because they are top-heavy. Ensure that there are 2 people for installation to reduce the risk of injury. The width of a single unit is 30 inches and the depth is 25 inches. If 2 units are to be installed, the width will be 60 inches. The cutout for electrical connection is 5 by 6 inches and water outlet is 6 1/4 by 6 inches. The unit can fit into 80 3/8 inches minimum to 84 inches maximum enclosure. The height of the unit is 79 3/8 inches, adjustable to 80 3/8 inches. The unit door panel can be constructed to fill in the additional height. When 2 or 3 units are installed side by side, an exterior heater must be applied to the left exterior wall of the second and the third unit. By default, the door swing is set to 115 degrees. Allow a minimum of 17-inch clearance to the wall based on a handle height of 2 9/16 for a full 115 degrees door swing. There must be a 1/8 inch gap between the unit and the enclosure. The factory setting of 115 degrees door swing can be adjusted to 90 degrees if clearances to adjacent walls or cabinets is restricted. Allow a minimum of 5 1/8 inch clearance to the wall based on a handle height of 2 9/16 for a full 90 degrees door swing. The height of the fresh food section is 45 3/8 inches for an 80-inch refrigerator. The width of the unit is 29 3/4 inches. The ice drawer section is 7 9/16 inches high, and the freezer convertible drawer section is 22 3/4 high. The toe kick is 4 inches high. The stainless steel door panel and glass door panel should have a 3/4 inch thick frame. The width of the glass panel for the fresh food section is 23 inches. The distance between the top and bottom of the refrigerator and the glass door panel is 6 inches. For an 84-inch refrigerator, the height of the fresh food section is 49 3/8 inches. The width of the unit is 29 3/4 inches. The ice drawer section is 7 9/16 inches high, and the freezer convertible drawer section is 22 3/4 high. The toe kick is 4 inches high. For an 84-inch installation, the door panel is not reversible, and so you must purchase a separate left or right-hand door panel accessory. The table on screen shows the different accessories associated with the unit along with their kit numbers. Please note that these accessories are not provided with the product. The tools and materials required for the installation are shown on the screen. The hardware and the materials required per unit are shown on the screen. Water line must be prepared before it is connected. To prepare the water line, refer to the instructions shown on the screen. To remove packaging, cut bands and tape on the top and bottom of the packaging. Unfold the cardboard seams and remove the top of the packaging. Remove the foam supports from around the unit. Do not remove the door band or lower foam banded parts until the unit is ready to go into the enclosure. Remove the anti-tip bracket and foam blanket from the top of the unit and set aside for the installation later. Remove all packing tape except for warning labels and tape with orange warning labels. Push unit forward and remove rear portion of the foam skid. Carefully lower rear onto the floor. Lean unit back slightly and remove front portion of the foam skid. Discard all unused packaging materials appropriately. Leave any protective film on the unit until installation is complete. Locate anti-tip brackets for all units. The inside top face of the anti-tip bracket is installed at 80 inches above the finished floor. The slot of the bracket is to align to the center of the install space, typically 15 inches from the sidewall, as shown in the image. Mark the stud and anchor positions on brackets. Secure brackets using studs and anchors. At least one stud must be engaged per unit. However, engage as many studs as possible within the enclosure. A minimum of 3 fasteners per bracket should be used for proper installation. Note that the heater unification kit will be installed only for multiple units. Ensure that you have the parts displayed on the screen for installation of the heater unification kit. Before you install the heater unification kit, ensure that you follow the instructions shown on the screen. To install the heater unification kit, remove paper backing from heater and carefully apply heater to the left side of Unit 2. Apply heater 3/8 inch from the front edge and 4 inches from the top edge. Note, heater is always applied on the left side when facing the front of the unit. Secure the heater harness with tape as shown. Attach joining brackets to Unit 2 using screws from the heater unification kit. Next, attach the trim cover holder clips to the right side of Unit 1, 0.157 inch from the front edge. Clip 1 should line up with the hole at the upper left corner. Clip 4 should line up just below the top door. Clips 2 and 3 should be evenly spaced between clips 1 and 4. Notice that these clips are smaller than the others. Clip 6 should be attached to the bottom front corner, 4 mm from the front edge. Clip 5 should be spaced evenly between clips 4 and 6. Clip 7 should be attached to the upper right corner, 4 mm from the back edge. Clip 8 should be attached to the back edge of the refrigerator, lined up with a hole in the joining bracket. Attach joining brackets to Unit 1 using screws from the heater unification kit. To join the 2 units, move them together and align the front. Attach Units 1 and 2 at the back using screws and nuts from the heater unification kit. Tighten the bolts until the spacer clips touch between the units. If required, the next step is to reverse the door swing. Follow all steps when reversing the door swing. Failure to follow these instructions, leaving out parts, or over-tightening screws can lead to the door falling off and result in injury and property damage. To reverse the door swing, pull the front tape down and open the refrigerator door. The next step is very important for safe handling of an unloaded hinge, and so do not skip this step. Release the hinge springs by using a Torx T20 driver to loosen the Torx screw from I to O on both the hinges. Close the door. With a 5 mm Allen wrench, remove the 2 screws per hinge that secure the door to the unit. Have another person hold the door while removing these screws to prevent the door from falling. Open the hinges. Using the 5 mm Allen wrench, remove the 2 screws per hinge that secure the hinge to the unit cabinet. Remove the trim and hinge pocket from the top of the unit and install on the opposite sides. Repeat the hinge removal process for the bottom of the refrigerator compartment. Remove the control panel and gently place in the freezer drawer. Remove the hinge pocket and the trim from the bottom of the refrigerator compartment and install on opposite sides. Reinstall the control panel. The hinges will be reinstalled in opposite corners. The hinge from the top will be installed at the bottom, and the hinge from the bottom will be installed at the top of the refrigerator compartment. Install the screws on the refrigerator compartment cabinet in all 4 places. Screw them in about halfway. To install the top hinge, turn the hinge in the proper direction. The section of the bracket that will be attached to the door should be at the bottom of the hinge. Slide the hinge over the screws and seat the tabs into the hinge pocket. Tighten the screws. To install the bottom hinge, turn the hinge in the proper direction. The section of the bracket that will attach the door should be at the top of the hinge. Slide the hinge over the screws and seat the tabs into the hinge pocket. Tighten the screws. Close the hinge. Remove the hinge brackets from the door and reinstall them on the opposite end, top and bottom. With another person holding the door in place, align the holes in the door hinge bracket with the holes in the hinge. Install the screws to the top hinge first. Install screws on the bottom hinge next. Using a Torx T20 wrench, tighten the tension on the hinge springs by turning the screws from O to I. By default, the door swing is set to 115 degrees. If space does not allow to swing to 115 degrees, you can limit your door swing to 90 degrees. If there are multiple units, a 90-degree swing is recommended. To adjust the door swing to 90 degrees, open the refrigerator to access the top and bottom hinges. Loosen the bottom hinge screws that are attached to the unit. Pull the hinge forward slightly and insert the hinge pin into the hole nearest the unit. If required, use a small hammer to fully seat them in place. Retighten the hinge screws and repeat for top hinge. Install covers to hide the brackets near the hinges on the top and bottom of the door. The covers snap in place. Connect to a potable water supply only. To connect the water line, locate and bring tubing to the front of the cabinets. Turn the water on to flush debris from line. Run about a quarter of the water through the tubing into a bucket. Then shut off the water. If needed, cut the tubing to the proper length so it can be attached to the water valve. Slip a 1/4-inch nut and ferrule over at both ends of the copper tubing. Insert the tube into the union fitting on the unit and tighten nut to union. Over-tightening may cause leaks. Turn on the water to check for leaks. Follow the instructions provided with the Smart Connect tubing. Plug the power cord into the socket. Check to make sure power to unit is on by opening the ice drawer to see if the interior lights are on. The temperature controls are preset at 48 degrees Fahrenheit for the wine reserve upper section and 55 degrees Fahrenheit for the wine reserve lower section. The temperature for the freezer drawer and the customizable drawer is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Allow 24 hours for the temperature to stabilize before making adjustments. Reapply tape to lower ice drawer. Roll the units into the enclosure, being careful not to pinch the water lines or power cords. Remove all tape on the front of each unit. Use a long flat bar or a yardstick to guide the front edge of the anti-tip bracket over the unit. If space allows, you may also bend the front edge of the bracket upward slightly, allowing it to clear the back of the unit. Remove top center trim cover from units. Secure the unit to the anti-tip bracket using both machine screws and washers to engage the threaded inserts in the anti-tip bracket. Hand tighten the screws until unit is in desired location within the install space. Finalize unit install by tightening the screws fully. Reinstall trim covers. Cut the remaining bands and remove the foam blocks from the bottom of the units. Remove toe kick and vent from the bottom of the second unit and all other units. Repeat these steps for all units except the first unit. Install heater wire strain in grill slot. Install the transformer on the wall to the left of the copper tubing. Disconnect filter board from the main power connector at the left leg of the product. Connect main power of Y splitter harness to main power at the left of the product. Connect the filter board wire, which is black or white, to the Y splitter that is a green or black wire. Connect the transformer to the Y splitter transformer. Connect the transformer to the side heater. All models have 4-point leveling. The front is supported by leveling legs and the rear is supported by adjustable wheels. Both are accessible from the front of the unit. To level the back of the unit, turn the 5/16" hex nut located above the front wheels. Turn counterclockwise to raise or clockwise to lower the unit. For front leveling, use a 1 5/16" open-end wrench. Adjust height of unit to match installation cutout opening. The unit should be level and plumb with cabinetry. Note that the front and rear leveling wheels are limited to a maximum adjustment height of 1 inch. If you attempt to raise the unit higher than 1 inch, you will damage the front leveling legs and rear leveling wheels. To install the toe kick, locate the toe kick, vent, and screws that were removed earlier. A custom toe kick can be installed to match or complement the surrounding cabinetry. Use a supplied toe kick as a template. Reinstall the vent using the screws removed earlier. Reinstall the toe kick. Attach front trim piece provided in the heater unification kit along the length of the units from top to bottom by snapping into the spacer clips. To install the door and drawer panels, remove all door and drawer panel hardware and trim from the unit. Then, attach brackets A1 through F1 to the door panels in the locations shown on the screen. Custom panels must have pre-drilled holes. If you purchased a stainless steel panel accessory, use the provided Phillips machine screws to attach the brackets to the door panels. For custom panels, use an appropriate wood screw. If you have custom handles that are not currently attached to your panels, do so now. Remove the screw caps from the adjustment pins on the doors. Open the refrigerator door to attach the refrigerator panel. Rest the refrigerator panel on the refrigerator door by aligning the hooks on the panel brackets with the adjustment pins on the door. Fasten the panel to the refrigerator door in 4 locations using screws and washer. Do not fully tighten the screws. Shift the panel side to side to ensure even gaps with the adjacent cabinetry on both sides. Use a 4mm Allen wrench to adjust the refrigerator door panel depth and height to align with the adjacent cabinetry. There must be a minimum of 1/8 inch gap between the panel and the adjacent cabinetry. Repeat the steps for panel alignment for both the freezer drawer and the customizable drawer. Tighten all screws after you are satisfied with the panel alignment. Attach the trims to hide the panel adjustment hardware. Add trim caps to cover the ends of the trim. Ensure that all trims are attached. Repeat for all doors and drawers in the unit. To start the ice maker, press the zone indicator on the control pad twice to select the freezer drawer. Press the ice icon on the right side of the control. A line will appear under ice to show that the ice maker is on. Note that the ice maker will not function if the bucket is not in place. Be sure nothing interferes with the sweep of the feeler arm. Discard the first bucket of ice cubes. To turn the ice maker off, press the ice icon. The word off appears below ice to show that the ice maker is off. The installation is complete.